Yeah, with a bad bitch, and that ass fantastic. She too damn thick, even though that ass.
What's going on, guys? It's Omar here, coming to you with a new video. And today what I will be doing is reintroducing myself properly and reintroducing the car as well, because the first video I made was basically introducing myself, but it wasn't a proper introduction of myself and the car. So I'm gonna just redo it and let's get in it. The way I will be doing this video is I'm gonna be talking about myself first half, and then the other half talk about the car. So about me is I am 19 years old. I go to college and 5.0. So I'm gonna tell you guys my first cars I got before I got the 5.0. My first car was a 2001 Pontiac. It was supercharged. That was a beast. It was just a GTP, a Grand Prix. And the person who sold me that car was Fernando. He sold me that car when I was a sophomore. We met in high school, like when I was a sophomore, and I think he was a senior or junior, I forgot. I don't know if he's 1 year older than me or 2 years older than me. The way we met was by skateboarding. I used to skate a lot. I used to be pretty good, no lie. Check on my Instagram, like I have all my videos right there. But yeah, that's the way we met. And one day I just pull up to the skate park, and he's there with one of our other old friends, and I don't know, I was just busting my tricks out, and then he comes up to me. He's like, "Damn, bro, you're pretty good and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, bro." We were just having a little conversation, you know. And then after that, we just started talking more and more, and then I saw him at school. I'm like, "Oh, damn, what's up, bro?" And then yeah, all that. So we just got close. We started working together. We used to work at this one grocery store called Mariano's, and then he didn't have the 350Z at the moment. He had some other type of car. I forgot what it was, but it wasn't like a race car, nothing like that. It was just a casual car. So boom, he got the 350Z, and he had a black Pontiac that he drove it for a little bit, then he got a different car, then he got the 350Z. I think that's how it was, yeah. So I started saving up money from work, you know. I didn't get paid a lot, so it was just hard to get look for a car that's, you know, a good price range at working at that job. Then Fernando said he was gonna sell his black Pontiac. I was like, "Yo, how much you selling it for me to?" Not for me, but just in general, you know. And then he gave me a price, and it was like a crazy price. It was like really low. So I was like, for sure, definitely, let's do it. Then in a month, I got the money, gave him the money, then he gave me the car. I bought the car, and I didn't even have my license yet. I was a sophomore. I was 16 years old. I didn't have my license yet. It was funny. I couldn't drive the car or anything, so once I got it, I just drove it to my house, and yeah, and then it was just there in the driveway for a while till I had to wait a couple more months so I could get my license. Boom, got my license, registered the car, got the plates, the title under my name and all that. So after that, the car was perfect. Honestly, it was pretty quick. It was a reliable car, but I was 16. I was 16, my first car. I just started doing crazy stuff, you know, like trying to do donuts, and it was a front wheel drive car, burnouts and all that. Like, it was just dumb. I regret doing all that. I really wish I would have taken care of that car better, because it was honestly a dope car. And I'm gonna put a picture up so you guys can see how it was. Yeah, it was in all black. I plastic dipped the rims. I plastic dipped the tail lights, the headlights. I don't know why I did that, but I could barely see at night. But it made the car look doper, I guess you could say. But yeah, my second car was a 2001 Toyota Corolla. It was a nice red one. I'm gonna put a picture up. One of my other friends sold me that car as well, because I was in need of a car, you know. Like, once you get your first car and then like it breaks down or something, and you don't have a car no more, it just feels so, like, you feel weird after it. So I had to go get another car. I was searching. My friend hits me up. He's like, bro, I have a Corolla for sale. Come check it out. I went to go check it out. It was a pretty dope car. Like, he was one of my closest friends as well. And so I trusted him, you know. The car ran good. It was all good. So I was like, yeah, for sure. Let's do this. Sold me the car. Boom. I had the car. It was pretty dope. It was a dope car. It was just a regular car, you know. It was just nothing too crazy. It just needed a car at the moment to save up for a better car, I guess. So I bought that car. It lasted me a good minute, like possibly a year and all that, because it broke down on me as well. Those little cars shouldn't be pushed like crazy. The engine gave up on me after a year. But those cars have like issues too, like of burning oil and all that. I didn't even know. One of my friends told me, because he's a mechanic, and they have like a recall that you could just apparently get a new engine for free if you go call Toyota and tell them what happened. I don't know if that's true or not, but one of my friends told me that. But if I knew that back then, I would have done that. I kept the Corolla a little longer so I could save up more money, but it's all good. And so yeah, so the Corolla broke down on me. I was pissed. I was like, damn. I was hoping on having the Corolla a little bit longer, but it's whatever. The car broke down on me. Carless once again, but it's all good. So like 2 or 3 months later, during that moment I didn't have my car. I've always wanted a Mustang, searching for Mustangs. I know I could have gotten it. I know I could have gotten a Mustang. So through those times, I'm searching online for Mustangs, going crazy. I didn't tell anybody I was planning on getting one. I was just telling my mom and my dad, and they told me it was a good idea, that they know I could do it, so why not? So I was like, for sure. Boom, boom, boom. I looked through so many Mustangs, couldn't find the right one. At that time, I didn't know how to drive manual. I wish I knew how to drive manual at that time. I would have gotten a completely different car. There was this 5.0 as well at this dealership. I was like, oh, at first I was like, yeah, definitely, let's do it. They're like, but the only thing is it's manual. Do you know how to drive manual? I was like, oh, no, I do not. I was pissed. The car looked pretty good too. It was clean. It was really clean. But I didn't even bother like looking at it or like driving it or anything like that, because I knew I was installed. I didn't even know how to turn the car on at first and all that. So it's whatever. So more through time, I keep looking, and then I found this car right here. Put an image up. That's my first Mustang. It was all black, V6. I know. I messed up getting a V6, but it's all good. It was still a Mustang. It was pretty dope. I was excited when I first got it, and it's at a dealership, obviously financed. I couldn't buy it cash, and I was 17 at the moment, so my mom financed it for me, but I just gave her the money for the payments. Well, I was in charge of the payments, so I would pay it myself and all that. The insurance, it was under her name as well. I did all the payments. I paid for everything. So yeah, like all the mods I didn't do no crazy mods on that car. I probably just added louvers, and what else did I do to it? A whole sound system. I had new radio, 4 new speakers, had 2 subs in the back. I don't know why I added 2 subs in the back. That's funny. Caliper covers and a hood, different hood, and that's about it. It was nothing too crazy. I was planning on adding power to the car, but I was like, everybody was telling me, for what, bro? It's a V6. I was like, dang. I mean, I was like, you're right, but like, you know, it was my car. It sounded amazing too, because it had a Borla exhaust, so it popped. It sounded nice. I mean, you could obviously hear it sounds like a V6, but it just sounded nice. It wasn't quiet, because most V6s are just automatically quiet. Not this one. Like, it was amazing. I liked it a lot. So I had it for a year. It was a good year with it. I got into an accident with that car like a couple months in with the car. Don't really want to get into it, but I was honestly pretty pissed, but it's alright, you know. When stuff hits you hard like that, you can't really just be like stressing all over about it. Just gotta calm down, relax, and just hope for the best, see what happens. And yeah, and once that happened, boom, I was without my, surprisingly they fixed my car pretty fast. It was 3 weeks that I didn't have that car, and they fixed it pretty quick. I was like, damn. The damage was pretty bad though. Like, my control arm broke, my front control arm on, I think it was the driver's side. Yeah, driver's side. My bumper came off. What else? Started leaking. The fluid hose came off. What else happened to it? My rims were all gone. Like, they're gone. The fender bent, everything. The door, my side door, the driver's side couldn't open because it was just bent in and all that. So it was just crazy. But it was just whatever. 3 weeks without the car. So it was all good. Got the car fixed, running good now, whatever. And yeah, so that was just a tough time, but it's cool. It happened already. What can we do? So that happened. Then still a couple months later after that accident, the car was running good. Everything, nothing was wrong with it. Just kept adding stuff into it. And then one spring hit, because this all happened during like the winter time, like around this time, like around January, February. And after spring started getting closer, like once the weather got better, I started going to car meets, but they weren't like popping yet. Like, they were pretty boring because only like 5 or 10 cars would pull up because people wouldn't bring their cars out yet. But it's cool, it was whatever. Then a couple months after that, started pulling up to more car meets, and a lot of people would show up. It was pretty dope. That's why I'm excited for this year, because I know it's gonna be pretty dope. Hella racing, all that. Like, it's just crazy. It's just fun as well. Like, the car community is just amazing, to be honest. And that's why I'm excited for this year too. I'm telling you guys, like, once spring hits, the weather gets better, hella dope content. I'm telling you, hella dope content. You guys have to wait and see, honestly. But yeah, and then I started hanging out with a bunch of Mustang guys, a bunch of other cars, and we just had like the little crew that we have now. I mean, I haven't introduced you to guys all of them, but the little crew that we had then, like, I would hang around with them a lot. They would invite me to car meets all the time and all that. So that was pretty dope, and the whole summer was lit, full of car meets, going to Star Rock, all of that. Boom. Then one day I was like, I need a faster car, and I don't want to put money into the black car to make it faster, because I could just buy a 5.0, and a 5.0 stock is already probably the same power that my V6 would do if I would have modified it like crazy, like headers, intake, tune, and all that, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna get a 5.0. And then, so I was searching. I kept it to myself though. I didn't tell anybody I'm gonna get a 5.0 or anything. I just kept it to myself. 3 tries it took me to get a 5.0. One of my boys, his name is Saul. I will introduce you to him in a later video. Him and his car. He has a GT350. That car is crazy. It's really nice. And yeah, the car I have now was his old car. So what he did is he traded that car in for a GT350. So the dealership that he got it from, I was like, I have to go and get it. I go check the car out, you know, even before I pulled up to the dealership. I knew what the car had, most of the part I knew. And we call the dealership and we tell them how much was the car gonna be up for. They didn't have a price yet. They said it would be on the website in a week. So a week or two goes by, and they pull the price up, and it was a good price. So Saul's dad calls the dealership for me, telling them that how much was the car up for. They gave him a price. They said, oh, lower it because you know, they bought it off them and they know what they gave him, and they're like, you guys are raising the price up too much. He said I was his nephew, and so they were talking, and the dealership ended up lowering the price by a lot. So it came out good in my favor, and I got approved for the car and all that. Boom, I got approved and all that, and I go to the dealership with the check. Looked at the car, I was like, damn, this car is honestly gonna be mine. Like, I was hoping that nothing bad would happen at that moment. Boom, gave him the check, we had to sign papers and all that, and we were in there for like at least an hour doing paperwork. So then I saw that they pulled out the car, and I was like, it's about to be mine. I was in there with Saul too. Saul came with me because he wanted to see, and yeah, signed the papers, finished signing the papers. They gave me the plates and all that, and all the paperwork of the car. I go outside. It was ready. It was already ready for me. It was just a good moment, you know. Like, I was excited. I didn't post anything of it yet until I got home. Like, the drive home was just amazing because that car, it's insane, you know. From a year having that black V6 to going to the 5.0 in just 1 year, it was just a great moment for me, you know. And the car is doing great now. I mean, it's always been doing good, so the car doing amazing and all that. So I have so many plans for it. Once once springs hit and all that, so just wait on that. I'm gonna make videos of all what I'm gonna do to the car. So yeah, so I got the car, drove it home. There's a lot of traffic when I got home, and took so many pictures of it for no reason because it was dark, you could barely see. And then yeah, and then I posted it on my Snap once I got home. People didn't believe me at first. They're like, nah. I'm like, yeah. And then some people came to my house to look at it. It was just dope. It was just a dope moment. And yeah, everybody was happy for me, and you know, it was just a good day that day. Everything was just going good that day too. It was like amazing. So let's get into the car, guys. Let me put on a sweater and some joggers because it's cold as hell.